Maha Gang. You're listening to the very first episode of Sex Talk at 1 a.m. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my podcast. Just a little oversight of what the podcast is about. Sex Talk at 1 a.m. is a sexual, explicit, and lifestyle podcast brought to you by myself, author and YouTuber, Maha the Author, aka Mahazlan Mac. Each week, I will be tackling several topics such as sex preference, uncut sex position, relationship statuses, whether single or married. It does not matter. Listen to Sex Talk at 1 a.m. is somewhere you can go when you don't feel comfortable discussing things with your family members or certain friends. We can talk about any and everything when sex is involved. You can find all that and more when you tune in to Sex Talk at 1 a.m. podcast. So tune in every Friday for a brand new episode. And tonight, I have my good friend Royal sitting with me. How you doing, Royal?
Doing good. How you doing, Maha?
I'm fine. So tonight, we're going to get raw, uncut, and dirty.
Uncut and dirty, just the way I like it.
There you go. If you have sensitive ears, if you don't like the topic sexuality, if you don't like anal sex, if you don't like BDSM, cut me off now.
Why the hell are you on the station in the first place? I mean,
Right.
This is Sex Talk at 1 a.m.
Right.
Make sure the kids are in bed. Make sure they snoring, the eyes are closed, and you go to the living room with a glass of wine and a cigarette after this conversation.
There you go. Shut the blinds, shut the curtain, lock the door. We're getting started. So, Royal, what does sex mean to you?
That's actually a really tough question, Maha, because sex to me is more of like an intimate thing. You know what I mean? So I love the touch. I love the way it feels. It's just something about, the look of the pussy that I just absolutely enjoy.
Hello, talk to him.
Oh yeah, especially that fatty juicy one, you know what I mean? Nice brown boobs, nice, pussy, nice ass, like everything is just getting me started.
We don't want to get nobody hot tonight.
Don't get me hot now. So it's an intimate thing, and also it feels good, and it's just something about, after you get finished, like that nice nut, you just want to fall asleep. It's relaxation, and it's a lot cheaper than drugs and alcohol.
It's a natural thing. You gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So, Royal, who do you prefer best, men or women?
Who do I prefer more? That's actually a loaded question, Maha, because some days I want both. Some days I want one or the other. Sometimes I like them both at the same time because, each sex can give me something that I need. With a female, I love the way she carries herself. I love her confidence. I love her feminine ways. I love the perfume. I love to be dominant when I'm on top of her, when I'm having sex with her, the way she talks, the way she smells, all of that is just... But sometimes, I also like, the masculine guy, you know what I mean? So sometimes I like to be choked out and,
rough,
you know what I mean? So, I'd have to say I describe myself as sexually fluid, to be honest. And there's a lot of us out there. So I hope later on in the conversation we can go more into detail about that, because I do have some opinions on that.
I told you he experiencing it.
Oh, I'm experiencing it.
Alrighty, and so you basically touched on my next topic, threesomes. When was the last time you had one, or how often do you have threesomes?
Not as often as I want to. I'm just going to put it out there. I've had my fair share of threesomes. I actually enjoy it because if I get tired and out of breath, I can just do a, high five and then tag the other person in.
Tag you in.
Tag you in kind of situation. Let me catch my damn breath because I'm tired. I'm old here, okay? So, so I actually enjoy threesomes the most, it's just something about... Now, I'm talking about two guys here and one girl. I love the way she moans and the way she screams. And then you never know how rough, the chick wants it. But once, you tag somebody else in, it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to follow off of you. And then it becomes a little like a semi-competition type of situation. So, give me a chick, tie her up to the bed, legs and arms tied up. And
so we're going in that Bdsm now. We're going to say that for later. All right. So when did you really find out or know that you was fluent in your sexuality?
Probably in grade school, to be completely honest. At that age, of course, you don't know what sex is.
Right.
You might have seen little bits and parts of it on television and in movies and everything.
Them Cinemax channels.
I'm telling you, the devil. So you might have seen a little bit of that, but you never know what sexuality is until you actually know or have sex.
Right.
But in grade school, probably around 4th or 5th grade, I knew that I liked both, or I knew that I was interested in both. The little girls on the playground with their little hair in a ponytail, the little boys with their shorts, and everything of that such. I was looking at everybody, the grown folks, scoping them out at everybody. So, like, at that moment, I was like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, this isn't normal. Like, the kids your age, they have a little girlfriend.
Right. They're going to the dances together.
And I'm struggling, trying to figure out if I want to ask this hot girl that's in my class or the hot guy that's in the class next door. So, at that young age, I was kind of battling myself a little bit.
I can understand that. So, who do you think cheat the most? A straight person or a bisexual person?
Both.
Elaborate on that for me.
Listen, if you have a dick, you don't give a fuck who you put it in. Let's just put it out there. Let's just say that right now. I'm telling you. But and these women too, they be cheating as well, not just the men. So everybody cheats. And when I mean that, or what I mean by that is, rather you're texting other females, or you're talking to other chicks at the grocery store or at the club. It could be little things that could be characterized as cheating. It's not just sex that is cheating. When I'm in a relationship, I would rather you have sex with somebody else than to be romantically involved with somebody else. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you put time and effort in a situation in which you want to be in a relationship or do things of that such in a cheating wise. But if it's just sex, I mean, that means you just find the other person attractive and you just want to bust those walls open. You get what I'm saying?
I'm telling you. Okay. So you agree with open relationships?
I do, actually. It depends on the person and your partner. Have a conversation before you do it, though. Hey, babe, the sex that we're having right now ain't rocking. Can we bring somebody else in? Or
we need to liven it up.
I'm telling you, especially like all these people that's been in relationships for years. You can't just do the same missionary type of situation. Do a quick 5-minute blowjob or eat the pussy for about 15 minutes and then do missionary or doggy style. It gets boring after a while. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So every now and again, you might want to invite a third person, and if you want to do that, call me.
Okay. Roy available. He's here to tell you. Okay. Well, why do you think it's such a big difference when a female is bi versus a male being bi?
Honestly, I don't know. And I'm going to elaborate on that. When you talk to a straight man, and you ask him, what is your fantasy? A lot of times they say, 2 chicks. I want 2 chicks to do it. I love seeing 2 chicks when they're fucking each other with a dildo or anything of that such, eating each other's pussy out, nice tits. That's their fantasy. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But whenever you talk to a chick and you ask their opinion on how they feel about a man kissing another man or a man being with another man, they get automatically grossed out. Or if you talk to straight men and they be like, okay, so I like both sexes, they get freaked out. Word of advice to straight men, not all of us want you. I'm just going to put it out there, okay?
There you go.
I'm telling you. So it's this stereotype that straight men feel as if every gay man wants them. But in reality, if a chick don't want you, what makes you think we want you?
Hello. Hello. But I do see that happening in, workplaces, in public. You find these guys when they see a dude walk up and kind of fruity a little bit, or that sort of got a little switch in their walk, that they get offstanded or they feel some kind of way. And you wonder, what makes you feel that way?
It's an insecurity, I think. Right. I feel as if, when young boys are growing up, they are taught to be this masculine person, to be the man of the household, to have a wife, to have kids. But those are steps. Right. And in between those steps, there are obstacles that you have to overcome. There are, things that you have to do. Don't disregard your pleasure for what other people or how other people perceive you. Basically, if you're a straight man and you're at the gym or you're walking down the street and a man comes up to you and say, I like the way you look, I think you're really handsome. Don't take that as if he's coming on to you. Take the compliments, say thank you, and keep walking. If he continues to press on, just tell him, hey man, I don't roll that way. Right. Use your words. Nowadays, men like to use their fist. Right. But mind you, the guys who like guys can fight too. Right. You gotta listen to them. They've been on whoop your ass in a heartbeat. I'm telling you, because we got hands and also, we got testosterone, we got dick and balls just like you do. So let's step up. Right. So that brings me to my next question. Why do you think so many dudes are on the DL? By how people perceive them in public, in social media, on television, and on screens. It's how people perceive you. If you outright tell people, I find other guys attractive, they look at you funny with a side eye. Right. They say, well, you're less of a man because you don't like what I like. But in reality, they don't understand it. Just because you like men, it doesn't mean you don't like women. Right. It doesn't mean that you're less of a man. It just mean you're comfortable with your sexuality to explore all aspects. I feel there's a lot of DL men out there because they're afraid of the backlash, the talking behind their back, the embarrassment. True. And in reality, if we want to stop DL men, well, let me just say, you don't have to entertain any man. Let me just say that to women. If you find out that a guy likes guys, it's your prerogative to continue to date that person. But also be open-minded a little bit. You know what I mean? So, in college, they got their dick sucked by another man. Right. Oh, well, and also another thing is a lot of women feel as if every man who has sex with man has some kind of STD or HIV. So that brings to the next thing as safety. Let's talk about safety. So just regular way, you know what I mean? If you're a man and you have sex with a female that you met at the club, you want to wear a condom. Right. You know what I mean? Definitely wear a condom. Definitely get checked out regularly. That's not a bad thing. Some men don't even go to the doctor to get checked out. But when you have to think about those kind of things, protecting yourself, and if you do want to go both ways, protect the other person as well. That is true. And also, women and men need to do the same. Women carry around condoms in your purse. Protect yourself. Because if you meet a guy that you want to have sex with, you don't want to rely on him to protect you. Protect yourself at all times. Right. Definitely. And even with oral sex, even with anything you do, protect yourself. And I hate when men say, oh, I'm just fucking this chick, or I'm fucking women, I'm fucking pussy, so I'm automatically safe. No. Women out there, they have the same STDs that men have. So you need to protect yourself at all
so
times.
We
Get
definitely
checked.
have to be educated on that. Definitely get checked yearly and, monthly if you're doing it. Like Royal here, 6-7 times a day. You definitely want to get checked.
And I'll be saying all my business out there. I can go rounds. Let's just say that, okay?
Right. So yes, he gets it in. Believe that. Okay. So when the last time you was in a relationship?
When was the last time I was in a relationship? It's a bad thing that I have to think about it.
Okay, look.
I mean, it's a while. It's a while because, I'm focusing on myself right now. You know what I mean? So the last real relationship was probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
To be honest. And it was with a female. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So female was his last relationship. Mm-hmm. Now, are you an affectionate guy or, touchy-feely, or what's your preference?
Oh, yes. I'm very affectionate. I'm very romantic. Don't steal my idea now, but when you're first getting to know a girl, I love to present her with a rose in the beginning of the date.
Okay, he romantic.
Mm-hmm. And then after each date, I'll add on a rose until it becomes a bouquet of 12 flowers. And then after that is usually when I ask a girl or a guy to be in a relationship with me. Because, they tolerated me for this long, so why not?
And how many dates?
12.
12 dates. He ain't waited 90 days and then 12 dates.
12 dates before I asked to be official. No sex, but let me explain that with me, not with everyone, because I'm very particular. I will have sex with anyone. Okay? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what your sex is. It could be man, female. It doesn't matter what age or ethnicity at any time. But when it comes to relationship, I prefer to wait and want it and yearn for it before I start, having sex with them.
Right. So the lust, after the lust and everything. So that means when you get it in, you're definitely going to get it in.
Oh, I'm going to break the walls open.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, this is 12 dates, piling up here. That's in me, okay? So I got to knock it out.
I'm telling you, he's going to make sure you don't go nowhere after that. Trust me.
She ain't going to be able to walk afterwards.
Ooh! So just going back to what we was talking about, the DL brothers, it was a live video that was circling the social media regarding a DL situation, and I'm going to let you talk about that.
I'm glad you actually brought this up, because everyone's seen the video. Everybody know what video I'm talking about. There's this young lady, I forgot where she's from or where she lives at, but she decided to go on live on Facebook and expose this man that she was dealing with, but she was also trying to get money off of the situation. If I'm not correct me, but I believe she says something to the effect of, if you don't pay me this amount of money, I'm going to expose you within an hour. And later on, I think 2 or 3 days after that, she was killed. Very unfortunate. I do feel bad for her family. She has kids, the community, and things so that the people who love her. But in the same time, I don't want to disregard the situation she put herself in.
Right.
Ladies, men, don't expose someone's sexuality without direct permission from the person that you're trying to expose. Right. I'll tell you why. Because it could go a number of different things. You can get hurt. You can get killed. That person that you expose could commit suicide. They don't want their families to know.
Right.
And
playing with someone's life like that.
Exactly. You're playing with someone's life. If they want to come out is at their own time, not yours.
Right.
And I'm not saying she got killed because she outed these two guys. Because I think on a story she had some kind of beef with other people, but I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just talking about her exposing DL men. One, don't go into someone's house without permission.
Right.
Because that could have ended
from the jump.
Terrible.
It could have ended bad.
From the jump. And if you see that situation, be upset, be angry. But to go on live and to show a picture and to say this man's name, that's just not right.
Right. And that just goes to say how social media has it now. Anybody goes live for any different situation, and it gets dangerous like that to the extent of someone actually getting killed regarding the matter. So we definitely have to be more careful on those situations, especially those personal matters like that.
Unnecessarily getting killed.
Right.
So it is dangerous out there. I'm not saying if you see a guy, if you see a guy having sex with a guy and you know the girlfriend, definitely kind of give out hints that she needs to protect herself and have a conversation with him. But to outright and try to embarrass these two guys was just, it just wasn't right.
Right. So, I'm sorry to hear about that for both parties, either way it go, because now we know about him and we know what happened with her, so it's no win-win situation on that at all.
But people also need to realize also with a situation like this and the story we're talking about is that's the exact reason why we have DL brothers.
Right.
Because they're afraid that if their secret comes out, they're going to get exposed. You have preachers, you have deacons, you have people in entertainment that every now and again like the same sex, and that's just okay.
Right.
You don't even have to put a label on it. You don't have to be, if you have sex with a man, you're automatically gay, or you're automatically bisexual, or anything of that such. You're just sexual.
Right. And just to speak on double standard, it's the same with women. For instance, if you're a lesbian or that sort of thing, or if you like men and you like female, it shouldn't be a double standard regarding that matter. It's just a sexual preference.
It is. Because you have couples out there that enjoy bringing in other people, and you also have single people that actually enjoy, excuse me, that actually enjoy the sexual aspect. But in my case, when I say I enjoy both sexes, how can I word this? I like the affectionate aspect of it. There are some things that I can get from a woman that I can't get from a man. And there are some things that I can get from a man, but not a woman.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, it's just, it doesn't make me less of a man. It doesn't make me automatically gay because I enjoy the company of a man. It just makes me open. Right. And open-minded to both sexes. That's all it means.
Right. So how do you feel when someone calls you gay, or do you welcome it, or do you not like it? How do you feel when that happens?
Well, let me tell you something, Mahan. I've been called gay before I even knew what the term gay was.
Right.
I was raised by all women. So if you see me out in public, I have feminine ways. Mm-hmm. And that's because I was raised by all women. Right. But being called gay from that young age, I got used to it. Mm-hmm. You can call me gay, you can call me a faggot, you can call me whatever term you feel, because that does not define me. Right. I know exactly who the fuck I am, and you don't know who I am.
Right.
5 minutes or 10 minutes having a conversation with me, you don't know who the fuck I am, so you have no right to tell me what and who I am.
Right.
Basically is what I'm saying.
Saying that. Definitely getting cut with the next topic here, anal sex. You guys heard me right. I'm going to repeat it one more time. We finna get on anal sex.
Let's talk about it.
Hello. I know a lot of people are not used to it. I know a lot of people are foreign to it.
Hell yeah, that shit hurts.
We got Royal said it hurts. Let's go. We finna talk about it. Hello. So, Royal, why do you think people are doing anal more often now?
Because the pussy ain't tight.
Ladies, squeeze it.
Do those Kegel exercises. But let me be for real. A lot of people are doing anal sex because it's something different. You know, because like from the beginning of the conversation, we was talking about spicing it up a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Trying new things, you know. But a lot of people are doing anal sex because it's something different and something new. And a little fun fact is that G-spot in the pussy, you know, you see my finger right here, it's like a hook.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So unless you're one of those guys that got like a hook dick, you ain't gonna hit it.
I'm telling you.
Now, if you slide it into the ass, you poke that G-spot just right there. There.
All right, we're getting educated here.
I'm telling you, that's the fastest way to hit the G-spot for some ladies. Now, you know, so before you do it, please clean the ass.
Okay, so that brings my next thing. Safety. And what do you need to have before you attempt to do anal sex?
Well, you have to trust the person. That's first and foremost. You have to trust the person that you're going to do anal sex with. Because it is a muscle. Right. And a muscle can tear.
Right. So you're getting bit mandingo. I don't know about that now. Leave mandingo on the pin the tip in at least.
Unless you got the crushes and everything of that, so you ain't ready to walk for a good 2 weeks. Okay?
You be calling your job like, I need to use that PTO time tomorrow.
I'm telling you, what for? I can't tell you, girl. I cannot tell you. But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you after this glass of mimosa.
Right. We going to get it in.
Now, fuck the mimosa, the fucking shot of tequila.
Hello? Listen, I'm just going to get a margarita because, you know, I'm going to keep it, you know, regular. So can you come from anal sex?
Hell yeah. It's a whole. If you can come by your hand, why not your ass? You know what I mean? If you mean like I'm using terminology in the gay slang, okay? Right. So if you're a top, you're definitely able to come, okay? So, like, because, like, you know, you're fucking it. So, it's just like jacking off. It's just like, you know, beating your meat, using your hand and shit. If you're the bottom, you can get pleasure from that. And women, I've had anal sex with women, and they straight up came all over me without even touching their pussies. So, yeah, so you can definitely come from it.
So, have you ever used toys back there?
I have, definitely on chicks. With myself, I have a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie, you know, just to
How
see.
was it? Was it like the real thing, or was it kind of not all that?
Well, for me, I didn't personally enjoy it. I just didn't like it, you know. In the gay community, I'm a top, so I don't get fucked, but I'm very gentle when I do it to a female or to a guy. But yeah, it's very important, especially when you're first starting off, to use toys because it'll, first of all, you know your own speed, you know your own limitation. Right. So you can, before you even bring in another person, I recommend you use toys, a starter kit, or your fingers. Or,
your finger first.
Don't be like these kids you see on porn using broomsticks and fucking.
Oh my goodness! I don't think I ever seen that.
Plungers and shit to do it. You know, you got to do it the safe way.
Right. Me personally, being a married woman, anal is not my favorite. Maybe once, maybe twice on birthdays and anniversary, you may get it, you may not. It's just not something I enjoy doing. I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Can I ask you a question, Maha?
Mm-hmm.
So, what made you want to do anal sex?
I think it was basically an experiment. It's kind of like, you know, you've been with someone for so long, you know, like you said, spicing it up. We're gonna try this, try that. We see what work, we see what don't work, and that sort of thing. And me personally, for the man, anal sex is wonderful. It's 10 times the ecstasy and everything else. For the woman, I feel we don't get as much pleasure. Especially, well, let me say this is the first few times. Now, I'm not talking about I'm no porn star or anything like that. Like, I can bust it wide open on a mandingo. I'm not like that now. But listen, this is just the first few tries, or that sort of thing. But, to each his own, whatever your preference is. If you like anal, if you like, don't do anal or anything like that, it's just up to you. But, yeah. It's not my favorite. So, BDSM. When we talk about BDSM, I know a lot of you guys know this from, what was that?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. When everybody seen the 50 Shades of Grey, we was like, oh, Lord. He was abusive and, choking you with belts and everything else. But when you really get down to it and you respect the situation and you educated about the situation, then you can sometimes have fun with the situation.
Sounds like a Saturday night to me.
Oh, Roy, listen now, Roy, I'm finna tell you about it. BDSM. So the B, as we all know, is bondage. So when you talk about bondage, you've been tied up, blindfolded, handcuffs, or anything like that. Have you ever tied someone up, Royal?
I have, and been tied up myself quite a few times.
Okay. Now, what about the dungeon or the swings?
I've done that too.
Ooh, Lord.
Which I absolutely enjoy, actually. I mean, the motion, everything.
Okay, so the D in BDSM is for discipline. So when you think about discipline, you want to think about you being smacked with the palm of your hand on your ass, or you being smacked with a paddle. How you feel about that, Royal?
Oh, I love it. Let me tell you something. Like, it's just something over the effect of a good, like, orgasm and being slapped in the face, or even a nipple pinch, or even something like that. It intensifies the orgasm times 10.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's why you see a lot of guys out there, if they jacking off and before they come, they be rubbing their asshole. Let me tell you something, because ladies, you need to start rubbing the asshole. Let me tell you why.
Put a thumb in there.
Put a thumb in that shit. Let me tell you something, okay? Because that's where the P spot is, all right? So the P spot is the G spot of the man. So, right before, you do a missionary, and then right before you start, I'm about to fucking come, bitch. I'm about to fucking come. You stick a fucking thumb up in that ass.
Listen, tell about it now.
Let me tell you something. That shit, look, he gonna be like a log after. He's gonna have to push his ass off you after that. So, with discipline, like, first of all, you got to trust the person, because, don't be, your first time having sex, don't just slap the shit out of her and the wig go the other way. You got to talk this out with her or him.
Right.
So
you got to ease on in there. You can't just start out. If y'all ain't on the same level, you got to ease it on in.
Exactly.
Okay. So the S of BDSM is submission. So submission, you want to think about being controlled or reacting to a command that someone is telling you.
Being submissive, I actually enjoy it, because as a man who enjoy both sexes, time for time, but it's something about being in that submissive role that I absolutely enjoy. Role playing or doing anything of that such is fun to me. Even with a female, I actually had one the other day who loved to be submissive. And I would tie her up with the phone cable. And she would, I'm too broke to have a rope.
I know that's right. Hello. And that's
so we
for
have
free.
to improvise.
That's for free.
With the phone phone cable, and she was like crying, and she was begging, and she was crawling on her knees, and something in me enjoyed that shit tremendously. I'm just gonna put that out there. And then when we invited the guy in, the third person, it was something over him, like looking over us and like slapping us both, making me fuck her, telling me to fuck her harder, more rougher, pull her hair, grab her tits and do something of that such, and she's saying all this time, yes sir, yes sir. It's like, well, damn, I like this shit.
Right.
My dick grew an extra 2 inches.
Hello. There you go. There you go. So it's a yes for submission. Now, normally when you talk about BDSM, we always got to have a safe word because, like I stated, we have some of those women that think they can hang, but they can't hang. So we need to have a safe word that you can scream out or yell out for your partner or whoever you with to know, you're doing too much, you need to slow it down or something like that. What's a good safe word for you, Royal?
Well, let me just piggyback off what you said. Like, before you even start BDSM, you have to be able to trust the person that you're with. Don't just get some kind of random and then decide to do these crazy things like BDSM, which is fun, because the last thing you want is, to be tied up on your bed, legs and arms unable to move, blindfolded, and the dude freaking steal all your shit, even your Prada shoes. So make sure you trust the person that you're with. And the safe word that I will probably use is, well, I've used quite a few. I've used cucumber, I use fox, but a good one will probably be royal.
Okay. So I think a good safe word for me when I don't have too much would be slow down and stop. So I'm just neutral. I'm not, I don't know about them fox or nothing like that. Just slow down. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Give me a minute, and then we can continue. But hey, that's just me. Okay, so understand about the BDSM. I did have to do some research on that because me personally, I don't partake in too much of it. You have different aspects. You have different jobs, and you have kids, and you have, a husband and everything else. You try to fit everything in a bubble, and sometimes you don't have time to, be tied up, or you don't have time to be blindfolded or anything like that. You be lucky you get the door locked.
I have some advice for people also doing BDSM. Women, I'm talking to my women out there, okay? Make sure that wig is secured on your damn head before you ask somebody to pull that shit. Because the last thing you want is a dude to freaking take a bundle and your ass looking like freaking that dude from Austin Powers. Like, make sure, mini-me. So make sure you secure that thing.
Right.
And also, always practice safe and trust the person that you're doing all of these things with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the number one thing. Safety, safety, safety. Make sure you're comfortable with your partner. Make sure you're educated on a lot of these sex activities. Make sure you're fluent with what you really want in your life, what you want to be, who you want to be with. Never let anyone tell you what you are. You know what you are, and that's all to it.
And if someone has a problem with it, you tell them fuck them. Because for real, like, in reality, no one else is in your bedroom.
Right.
And nobody should know what the fuck you're doing behind closed doors. But if you are like me, who love to talk about sex, don't know your crowd. Know the person you're talking with. Because sometimes it could make the person uncomfortable. But when it comes to labels or anything of that such, you are who you are. You are who you describe yourself to be. You are what you name yourself to be. If you are gay, be gay and proud. If you are bisexual, you be bisexual and proud. If you are straight, be straight and proud. That's what I have to say.
Well, there you have it. Thank you guys for listening to Sex Talk at 1 a.m. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast tonight. If you can do me a favor, go subscribe to my podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you're listening to this podcast on. Leave me a review. Let me know what you thought of the podcast. Let me, if you want to add anything. If you liked the topics that was discussed, if you want to follow me on all social media platforms, you can follow me on Instagram at mahatheauthor. Leave me a DM. Leave me some questions if you want to leave me questions, statements, or anything you want me to discuss. On Facebook, go request by Sex at 1 a.m. group. It is a private group. Send me a request. You have to answer 3 questions. But after that, it's on and popping. On Snapchat, I'm Mahazlin16. On YouTube, I am Maha the author. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to Sex Talk at 1 a.m. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.